My husband's childhood friend spilled wine on herself and accused me of pushing her. My husband looked at her, sighed, and said, Maya, if you're going to frame my wife, choose a room without 6 cameras and my mother holding the remote. The room froze. Maya Rivers stood beside the long dining table in a pale blue dress now soaked with red wine, one trembling hand pressed dramatically to her chest. The wine had spilled from her own glass, straight down the front of her dress, but she looked at me like I had personally attacked her with a vineyard. Elena, I know you don't like me, but you didn't have to embarrass me in front of everyone. A few guests gasped. Someone's fork hit a plate. I had not even touched her. My hand was still resting on the back of my chair, 3 feet away from her, but Maya had already widened her eyes, softened her voice, and turned her body just enough that the wine stain faced Nathan. Classic Maya. The injured bird. The innocent childhood friend. The woman who did not want to cause trouble but somehow carried trouble in her purse like emergency lipstick. I opened my mouth. Nathan beat me to it. Maya, if you're going to frame my wife, choose a room without 6 cameras and my mother holding the remote. Silence crashed over the room. Maya blinked. For the first time since I had known her, she forgot to look fragile. Mrs. Blackwood sat at the head of the table in emerald silk, one hand wrapped around a glass of sparkling water, the other hand lifting a small black remote like a queen raising a sword. Her smile was elegant. Terrifying. Maya, would you prefer camera 1, camera 3, or the chandelier angle? The chandelier is unflattering but honest. Maya's mouth opened. Nothing came out. Clara Blackwood, Nathan's younger sister, leaned forward with bright eyes. Please choose the chandelier. It catches wrist movement. Daniel Blackwood, Nathan's father, looked up from his soup. I came for dinner. I stayed for the documentary. Maya's face went pale. Nathan, I don't understand why you're talking to me like this. I slipped. Elena was standing right there. Nathan moved to my side and placed one calm hand on the back of my chair. She was standing near you. Not pushing you. You didn't even see it. No. But the house did. Mrs. Blackwood pressed the remote. The large television above the fireplace flickered on. A security feed appeared. Maya, standing beside the table. Me, moving past her without contact. Maya glancing toward Nathan. Maya checking the room. Maya tilting her own glass. The red wine flowed beautifully down her dress in high definition. The room went silent again. Not shocked this time. Enjoying it. One uncle lifted his napkin to his mouth like he was praying into linen. A cousin whispered, the chandelier angle deserves an award. Daniel adjusted his glasses. The camera has better timing than most people I know. Mrs. Blackwood's smile did not move. I installed security for burglars. I did not expect it to catch theater. Maya's lips trembled. I lost my balance. Nathan glanced at the screen. You were standing still. I was emotional. Clara tilted her head. That was a beautiful performance. Unfortunately, the camera had notes. I looked at the footage again. Your wrist had excellent emotional control. Clara gasped. I can replay it in slow motion. I can also add dramatic music. Mrs. Blackwood nodded. Please do. I paid for high definition and I enjoy value. Clara grabbed the second remote from the side table like she had been waiting her entire life for this role. The footage rewound. Maya's hand moved again, slower this time. Her wrist tilted. The wine poured down the front of her dress with the grace of a planned waterfall. Clara hummed a tragic violin sound under her breath. Daniel raised one finger. Strong follow-through. A cousin at the far end coughed to hide laughter. Maya's eyes filled. This time, she tried tears. Nothing fell. Mrs. Blackwood clicked her tongue. Crying without tears is bad for the skin and worse for credibility. Maya's face twisted for half a second before she repaired it. The repair was not fast enough. Everyone saw. I almost felt sorry for her. Almost. Then I remembered the last 4 months. Maya calling Nathan at midnight because she heard thunder and felt lonely. Maya sending me cropped screenshots of Nathan replying with, "Are you safe?" While cutting out the part where she had texted him 16 times about a broken kitchen light. Maya wearing the same shade of green the first wore to Nathan's birthday dinner, then telling his relatives she and I had such different energy. Maya whispering to Mrs. Blackwood's sister that I preferred events without old friends around. Maya laughing when I walked into a room, then going quiet so everyone thought I had interrupted something intimate. At first, I had thought she was simply needy. Then I realized needy people ask for help. Maya asked for audience placement. Nathan leaned closer to me. You okay? I nodded. He did not announce it. Did not perform. Did not turn me into a helpless wife needing rescue. He simply stood beside me. That was enough. Maya noticed. Her expression shook. Nathan, are you really going to humiliate me over a misunderstanding? Nathan sighed. Maya, we talked about evidence. That line changed the temperature of the room. Maya went still. I watched her realize, a beat too late, that tonight was not the beginning of her performance. It was the final showing. Mrs. Blackwood set the remote down gently. Dear, I'd suggest sitting, but I'm worried the chair may become emotionally involved. Clara snorted. Maya swallowed hard and looked around at the guests. I just feel unwanted here. I grew up with Nathan. I only came because Mrs. Blackwood invited me. I don't want to come between anyone. Nathan's eyebrows rose. Then why do you keep choosing the middle seat? Maya froze. Clara lifted her phone. Oh, good. Seating chart. I turned toward her. You brought receipts to dinner? Clara smiled. I brought lipstick and receipts. A woman should be prepared. The television changed again. This time, a photo of Mrs. Blackwood's original seating chart appeared on screen. Elena beside Nathan. Maya between Clara and an aunt. Then Clara swiped. A second photo appeared. The altered chart, taken an hour before dinner. Maya beside Nathan. Me moved 2 chairs away. Maya's handwriting on the place cards was not hard to recognize. She wrote her M's like they were trying to win a beauty pageant. The table went quiet. Maya forced a laugh. I was helping with decorations. I looked at the screen. Interesting. Most people decorate with flowers. You decorated with yourself. A cousin laughed into his napkin. Mrs. Blackwood gave Maya the kind of smile women used before ending a conversation permanently. In this house, place cards are not emotional support animals. Maya's fragile look cracked again. I didn't think it mattered. Nathan and I have known each other since we were children. Your family always treated me like one of you. Nathan did not look amused anymore. Being in my childhood does not give you shares in my marriage. The room went very quiet. Maya stared at him. You've changed since you married Elena. Yes. I became a husband. That was the point. My chest warmed. Not because he defended me. Because he said it like it was obvious. Like marriage was not a debate. Not a game. Not a seat Maya could move closer to if she arrived early enough. Mrs. Blackwood lifted her glass. Sweetheart, I raised one son. I did not raise him to be a community boyfriend. Daniel nodded. Shared property is for vacation homes. Not sons. Clara whispered loudly, Dad has entered the chat. Maya's face flushed. I can't believe you're all ganging up on me. No. Nathan's voice stayed calm. We're checking your statements. The difference mattered. Maya had always survived by turning any challenge into cruelty. The moment anyone asked for proof, she became wounded. The moment anyone set a boundary, she became excluded. The moment I breathed near Nathan, she became fragile. But tonight, no one was giving her fog to hide in. Maya reached for her phone. Fine. Since everyone wants evidence, I'll show you something. She opened a screenshot and turned it toward the table. A message from me. Stay away from Nathan. A few relatives looked at me. Maya's eyes shimmered with victory. I didn't want to say anything, but Elena has been sending me messages like this. I tried to keep the peace. Nathan looked at the phone. Is that the whole conversation? Maya's fingers tightened. It was enough. Clara smiled. That means no. Maya shot her a glare. Clara was already connecting her phone to the television. Maya, if you ever forward screenshots to 4 cousins and forget one of them is me, that's not betrayal. That's user error. The full conversation appeared. Maya, I know Nathan better than you. If I wanted him, you wouldn't stand a chance. Maya, you married him after the hard years. I knew him before he became this version. Maya, some women are wives. Some women are home. Then my reply. Stay away from Nathan if your goal is to disrespect our marriage. The room shifted. Slowly. Fully. Aunt Lydia made a sound of disgust. Maya's mouth went slack. I folded my arms. Cropping a screenshot is not emotional honesty. It is tailoring a lie. Mrs. Blackwood nodded. Bad tailoring. The seams are showing. Clara tapped the screen. Also, the font size was inconsistent. I was offended professionally. Maya's voice rose. You're all twisting this. Nathan shook his head. Maya, we talked about evidence. That sentence was becoming a bell. Every time he rang it, another mask fell off her face. She stepped backward, breathing unevenly. I need air. Of course she did. Green tea needed steam to function. She turned sharply toward the sitting area by the windows. Nathan and I did not follow. That alone seemed to confuse her. For months, every dramatic exit had worked because someone had chased her. A relative. A friend. Nathan, in the earlier days before he understood the pattern. Even then, he had never chosen her over me, but he had been polite. Maya had mistaken politeness for a door. Tonight, the door stayed shut. She made it 3 steps before stopping. Then she turned back, eyes wet but still calculating. Nathan, how can you act like I mean nothing? Last week you sent me that voice note. You said you missed how things used to be. My fingers went still. Maya lifted her phone and played the audio. Thank you for listening to Channel Sapphire Novel. Nathan's voice filled the room. I miss how things used to be sometimes. We were all together then. It felt simple. She stopped the clip right there. The room quieted. Maya looked at me with soft pain. I didn't want Elena to hear that. I knew she would misunderstand. Nathan stared at her for a second. Then he actually laughed. Not loudly. Just once. Tired. Maya, cropping screenshots was already ambitious. Cropping audio is a full-time hobby. Clara clapped her hands once. Oh, I have that one. The television changed again. A video appeared. Nathan stood with 6 old family friends at a charity reunion, holding a microphone for a group message to Mrs. Blackwood's Childhood Foundation. Nathan's full sentence played. I miss how things used to be sometimes. We were all together then. It felt simple. But life moves, people grow up, and the best thing about old friends is watching them respect the new lives we chose. The camera in the video panned. Maya was standing 3 people away, smiling. Nathan on screen continued. And for me, that means Elena. She's the life I chose. Clara paused the video on Maya's smiling face. Awkward freeze frame, but useful. Aunt Lydia leaned back. So it was a group video. Nathan nodded. Recorded in front of 12 people. Daniel looked at Maya. If every woman who heard that speech was Nathan's soulmate, my son would need a stadium and a lawyer. Maya's eyes flashed. I didn't edit it to hurt anyone. I looked at the screen. No, you edited it to invite me into a lie and make me decorate it myself. Nathan's hand brushed mine. Maya's breath caught. She stepped backward again. Then she swayed. Not backward. Not sideways. Toward Nathan. From 6 feet away. The commitment was impressive. Her hand reached out, fingers trembling, eyes fixed on him like gravity had selected a target. Nathan calmly stepped sideways. Daniel lunged, not toward Maya, but toward the dessert tray on the sideboard. Maya landed dramatically on the sofa. Daniel saved the tiramisu. For a moment, no one spoke. Then Daniel looked down at the tray. Priorities. I pressed my lips together. Nathan stared at Maya. You fell toward me from 6 feet away. That was not an accident. That was a commute. Maya clutched her ankle. I twisted it. I leaned over slightly. Do you need ice, a doctor, or an audience? Her eyes flashed. I didn't mean to cause trouble. Mrs. Blackwood sighed. You say that so often I'm considering printing it on the napkins. Clara clicked something on her phone. Another camera angle appeared. Maya looking at Nathan's position. Maya checking where I stood. Maya preparing the fall. Then Nathan stepping aside. Then Maya landing on the sofa with the grace of a woman who had practiced fainting but not physics. Clara clapped once. She has more fake emergencies than my phone battery. Maya sat up, humiliated. This is insane. You all planned this. Nathan looked at her. No. You planned it. We recorded it. Mrs. Blackwood stood then. She did not raise her voice. That was worse. Maya, I have known you since you were 10. You were always dramatic, but dramatic children sometimes become decent adults. I waited. I hoped. Then you started aiming the drama at my daughter-in-law. Maya's face crumpled. Mrs. Blackwood, I love this family. Yes. That is why we gave you so many chances to behave like someone who deserved to be near it. Clara walked to the television with her laptop. Speaking of chances, should we do the green tea test now? Nathan closed his eyes. Clara. What? Mom named it first. Mrs. Blackwood did not deny it. I stared at my mother-in-law. You named it? Only in my head. Clara opened a slideshow. The title appeared in large green letters. Maya's Greatest Hits. Daniel leaned back. Documentary has chapters. Maya shot to her feet. You made a slideshow about me? Mrs. Blackwood looked almost offended. No, dear. You made the content. Clara only respected the archive. Clara clicked to the first slide. Fake tears, 3 incidents. A photo of Maya pressing a tissue under dry eyes at Nathan's office party. Strategic seating, 5 incidents. The seating chart from tonight. Cropped screenshots, 2 incidents. The message thread. Cropped audio, 1 brave attempt. A freeze frame of Maya's face beside the charity video. Sudden injuries, 4 incidents. Footage of Maya bumping into a chair and looking at Nathan before saying, ow. Borrowed childhood memories, 11 incidents. Photos of Maya putting childhood pictures of her and Nathan into family group chats right before Nathan and I hosted events. Emotional emergency calls, 9 incidents. Call logs. I stared at Nathan. 9? He winced. I answered 3. Then I started documenting. Clara clicked again. I don't want to cause trouble speeches, too many to count. Under it, Clara had written, data overflow. Daphne would have loved Clara. I made a mental note to introduce them. Maya looked around desperately. This is bullying. No. Nathan's voice stayed steady. Bullying would be making Elena defend herself against every little trap in private. This is review. Mrs. Blackwood picked up the remote again. Green tea is lovely in a cup. Less pleasant when it tries to marry my son. The room exploded. Maya's face twisted. For the first time, she stopped pretending to be weak. She looked directly at me. You think you won because Nathan defended you tonight? The room quieted. There it was. The real voice. The one under the sugar. I had him first. I know his childhood, his fears, his favorite food, his old dreams. You only know the man he became after me. It should not have hurt. It did. Not because I thought Nathan loved her. I didn't. But because women like Maya knew where to press. She had spent months reminding me of years I had not lived, inside jokes I did not know, childhood stories where I could never appear. For a breath, the room faded. Then Nathan's hand found mine. He did not squeeze hard. Just enough. You knew the boy who thought dinosaurs were a career plan. Elena knows the man who pays taxes, folds laundry, and chose his wife in front of you 5 times tonight. Daniel lifted his fork. Dinosaurs were a better plan. Laughter broke the tension. Nathan did not smile. Maya, you keep using childhood like a receipt. It expired years ago. My throat tightened. The sting disappeared. Maya had memories. I had the man who chose what to do with them. Clara's phone buzzed. She looked down, then looked up slowly. Oh. We're doing relatives now. Maya froze. Nathan's eyes narrowed. What did you do? Clara tapped the laptop again. Screenshots appeared. Messages Maya had sent to relatives for months. Elena doesn't like me. I try not to show how much it hurts. I think Nathan is trapped, but I don't want to say anything. I miss the old Nathan before Elena changed him. I hope Mrs. Blackwood still sees me as family. I'm scared Elena will make Nathan cut me off. I know I shouldn't care, but sometimes I feel like I lost my home. Maya's lower lip trembled. I was expressing feelings. Mrs. Blackwood's eyes turned cold. Feelings are what you write in a diary. Strategy is what you send to 12 relatives before dinner. Nathan stepped forward. You were not asking for support. You were building a jury. I looked at Maya. Unfortunately for you, the jury requested evidence. Aunt Lydia crossed her arms. Maya, you told me Elena refused to let you come to brunch. Maya swallowed. Aunt Lydia turned toward me. I am sorry. I nodded once. I appreciated it. I did not need to comfort her guilt. Maya clutched her stained dress. You're all acting like Elena is perfect. I laughed softly. No one said that. Nathan looked at me. Elena forgot my birthday breakfast last year. I was sick. You ordered lunch and wrote sorry on a pancake. Daniel nodded. That was marriage. Mrs. Blackwood looked at Maya. Elena does not need to be perfect. She only needs to not stage crimes against herself at dinner. Before Maya could answer, a young waiter appeared at the doorway with a tray of sauce bowls. He looked terrified. Mrs. Blackwood's gaze sharpened. Thomas. The waiter froze. Maya's shoulders tightened. I noticed. So did Nathan. So did apparently every Blackwood in the room, because the entire family turned toward the waiter like a synchronized court hearing. Mrs. Blackwood set down the remote. Is there something you need to tell us before you trip? Thomas's face went red. I'm sorry, ma'am. Maya snapped, don't. That was not a good look for someone claiming innocence. Thomas placed the tray on the sideboard with shaking hands. She said it was a harmless family prank. She asked me to bump into Mrs. Elena with the sauce later and then say I slipped because Mrs. Elena moved suddenly. Aunt Lydia gasped. Maya looked ready to vanish. Nathan's face went completely still. Maya. She shook her head. I didn't mean anything. It was supposed to be funny. I looked at the bowl of red sauce. Funny for whom? No answer. Mrs. Blackwood took one slow breath. In this house, we season food, not evidence. Thomas looked close to tears. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was serious. Mrs. Blackwood softened slightly. You may go. And next time someone asks you to commit emotional theater with tomato sauce, tell the kitchen. Thomas fled. Maya tried to follow him. Clara stopped her with one sentence. She's typing. Everyone turned. Maya had her phone angled low near her dress, thumbs moving fast. Clara lifted her own phone. Oh wow. She's live captioning her victimhood. Maya clutched her phone to her chest. You're watching my screen now? You sent it to the family group chat. Maya looked down. Her face collapsed. On the television, because Clara apparently knew how to ruin someone in 3 taps, the family group chat opened. Maya had typed into the wrong thread. I tried so hard to be kind, but Elena turned everyone against me tonight. Nathan's family humiliated me for having a heart. I guess some wives fear childhood bonds. The message had not been sent yet. But the screenshot existed. Nathan looked at her. Were you going to post that before or after the slow-motion wine footage? Maya's fingers shook. Mrs. Blackwood took out her own phone. Let's save everyone time. She typed calmly. Tonight's misunderstanding has been reviewed on camera. Elena did not push Maya. Further claims should be submitted with evidence. She sent it to the family group chat. Replies came almost immediately. Understood. Camera reviewed? Do we need to update the seating chart policy? Can the chandelier angle be shared for educational purposes? I apologized to Elena. Also, who taught Maya to spill wine like a stage actor? Should we bring popcorn? Then Aunt Rosalind replied. I always knew it. The girl cries in fonts. Clara gasped. Further claims should be submitted with evidence is already a sticker. I looked over. Sure enough, someone had turned Mrs. Blackwood's message into a little gray sticker with a tiny judge's gavel. Another aunt used it immediately in a separate argument about who had borrowed her casserole dish. Mrs. Blackwood stared at the chat. That is not how evidence works. Daniel looked over her shoulder. It is now. I burst out laughing. I could not help it. After months of swallowing tiny insults, fake emergencies, and little poisoned comments, the ridiculousness finally broke through. Maya stared at me. Her face hardened. You're laughing? I wiped the corner of my eye. Yes. I'm being humiliated. Elena is not humiliating you. Nathan's tone was calm. She is letting you meet your own work in public. Maya turned toward him, desperate now. If Elena really trusts you, why is she so happy watching me suffer? Is this the kind of woman you married? Someone cruel?